to Between a Hot Mess and a Therapist, your not so typical self-help podcast for therapists, healers, and helpers. I'm your host, Shawna Lovin, a seasoned therapist with a rebellious spirit. This season, we are redefining freedom, fulfillment, and stability without burning out, self-doubt, or playing by the rules of a broken system. We are cutting through the noise and exploring what it means to truly live life on your terms, not by what society expects of us. No more chasing an illusion of success that leaves you drained, because we are embracing the beautiful messiness, the sometimes chaotic journey we call life. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfy, and let's dive in. Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Between a Hot Mess and a Therapist. Okay, so I am trying out a new recording setup, spot, whatever you want to call it. Let me know what you think, if you notice any differences. So, today's episode is really just my thoughts and feelings behind a situation that actually happened to me. I am not bringing this up for sympathy, an atta girl, a pat on the back, or any of that. But it's just to show this is part of the catalyst of why I do what I do outside of my 9 to 5. So let's get into it. Hey, it's a Friday afternoon. That kind of afternoon where the coffee is still on the pot, but it's cold. Your inbox is full, and everyone's emotions is 1 inch from the edge. You're trying to hold space, not just for your clients, but for your colleagues, the forms, the billing, the policies, the quiet pressure that says, don't drop the ball, don't show weakness, don't be a problem. And then it happens, something small. Maybe you missed an email, maybe there was a scheduling misfire, or you weren't 100% at executing your skills. And suddenly, you're the one that's actually in the crosshairs. You were told that you don't care. You were told that you were inconsistent. They should have really handled the whole thing better, but you already knew that. It stings to hear those things or words from other people. Deep down, it hurts because you know you really do care. And you probably care way too much. You see the emotional undercurrent everyone misses. You anticipate the needs before they're even named. But when the chaos hits, you become the fallout person. If this sounds familiar, today's conversation is definitely for you. Because this isn't about the workplace. It's about the energetic mismatch between you, who you are, and what the world demands of you. I like to call this the projector and the generator world. See, projectors thrive on clarity, efficiency, and being recognized for their wisdom. But the system, the clinical world, the education world, the helping professions, wherever you live, they're designed around doing. Work more, respond faster, hold more, produce more, fill the schedule. And when you, as a projector, try to keep pace with the generator's rhythm, you start to just glitch. Your body tightens, your energy leaks. You question your worth because rest starts to look like laziness in a world that worships exhaustion. And here's the kicker. That fatigue, that bitterness that creeps up when you're overlooked or blamed is not a flaw. It's your nervous system way of saying this is out of your rhythm. Bitterness is your compass. It's pointing you home. So let's sit here and set the record straight for a second. What does bitterness feel like for you? For me, it starts in my chest, a slow burn that triggers my breath. I can feel my internal temperature rising, and I start scanning for an exit, a new job, a new role, a new plan, anything to escape this discomfort. But underneath that urge to flee is grief. The grief of realizing that no matter how competent or caring I am, the system isn't built to recognize that kind of energy. It's built for compliance, not connection. And when you start to see that clearly, it can feel like waking up from a long relationship where you kept hoping things would change, but it really didn't. You kept showing up, doing the work, proving your worth, and the moment that you pause or you have an off day, they say that you're the problem. That's the toxic loop of being a projector in a generator world. You don't fit because you weren't meant to. But here's where things kind of turn. That resentment, that quiet, almost shameful bitterness, it's actually data. It's in your body and it's saying, stop pouring your energy into the wrong invitations. And when you finally stop trying to be the perfect employee, the perfect clinician, the perfect helper, you start to remember your own sovereignty. You stop chasing approvals from the system that don't have the capacity to actually see you. You start creating the kind of environments that recognize you naturally. For me, that's where the pivot actually began. I used to think freedom meant more certifications, more letters after my name, more proof that I was good enough. But it was really meant was learning to build containers where my nervous system could breathe. That looked like shifting my business, aligning my work with my human design, and recognizing that my wisdom didn't need to be consistently doing to be valuable. Let's talk about the proof trap for a second. You know that feeling when you try to preempt every question, fix every possible issue, triple document every note because you're afraid of being blamed. You know that feeling. It's not professionalism. It's a trauma response. It's the hypervigilance dressed up as diligence. It's a nervous system that has been taught it's safer to overfunction than to risk being misunderstood. And yeah, I get it. The system rewards that kind of behavior until all of a sudden it doesn't. You can do everything right and still end up as the scapegoat. And that's the moment that you realize that the outcome was never about your clinical skills. It was about a system protecting itself. It was like that cover your ass and not you. So once you see that clearly, you stop trying to earn safety in unsafe systems. You start creating safety for yourself. You have to give safety to yourself first. And this is the messy middle. This is the space where you still are working the same job in the same system, and you still try not to lose yourself in all of it. And likely you start masking to blend into the system more than you probably already were. You want to flee, but you also want to stay long enough to practice something new. Neutrality, discernment, energetic conversation. That's where the work really lives. Learning to care without collapsing, learning to respond without overextending, learning to observe your emotional wave before reacting. It's uncomfortable as hell, but it's also where the power comes back online. In human design, as a projector, your strategy is to wait for the invitation, not to chase recognition, not to prove your value, but to trust that when the right people, systems, or clients recognize your insight, you'll have the energy and the clarity to guide them. And that recognition begins with you recognizing yourself every day, every morning. There's a little routine that you can do that I have if you need it. You can't attract aligned invitations when you're still masking from misaligned ones. So let your bitterness reroute you. Let the resentment clarify what's not working. Let your exhaustion teach you where your energy was never meant to go. Because the same structures that suffocate you, you can use it as a foundation to build your own. That's how we turn the fallout into fuel. That's how we build sovereignty from burnout. Maybe you're sitting on your kitchen floor right now, or you're in your car after a long day, or just someplace to yourself. You're replaying something that wasn't even your fault. Maybe you're fighting that inner dialogue that whispers, you should have done more. I want you to hear me clearly. You did enough. You are enough. You were simply in a system that doesn't know how to see your kind of brilliance. You don't need to prove your worth in a world that doesn't understand your design. You just need to remember that you were never meant to move like them. Your rest isn't resistance. It's a reclamation. Your bitterness isn't broken. It's redirection. And your wisdom, it's not your kind of output. It's your orientation. So take a breath. Let yourself unclench. You don't have to fix it all today. You just have to stop fighting your own rhythm. I want to know what resonates for you. Have you ever felt mismatched? The exhaustion of trying to keep up in a system that rewarded burnout? I want you to message me. Share with your thoughts, your feelings, or share this with someone who may need to hear it. And if you're curious about your human design and what it says about how you're meant to work, lead, or recover, make sure you download your free chart. Until next time. There you have it, my friends. Another episode in the books. Remember, it's okay to be a hot mess sometimes. It's all a part of the journey we call life. Until next time, stay rebellious, stay authentic, and keep embracing the beautiful messiness of life. Want to learn more about your unique energetic blueprint? Make sure you download your free chart and learn how it can help you make choices that are aligned with who you are and not who society expects you to be. Please visit Shawna Lovin, LPCS.com for more information. Anything mentioned in today's episode will be linked in the show notes. And if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you subscribe, you share with a friend, leave a review, and keep coming back for more.